What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Unpopular Wrestling Opinions, or UWO. It's the show where I comb the hot takes on the professional wrestling scene found on Twitter, read it off to a collection of panelists, and they decide whether your hot take has any merit, if there's any truth behind it, or if it's trash and you should feel bad. I am your host from the Smack Raw podcast, Kyle Tyson, joined today by an esteemed collection of panelists. Joining me are as follows. You recognize him from his, what is it? Check Your Temperature on Putting You Over, Mr. Bama Dave. How is it going, Bama?
Roll Tide, everybody. How we doing?
I'm doing good, my friend. Thank you for joining. Is this your first appearance on UWO?
It is. It's an honor and a privilege. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Of course, of course. Really quick question about Check Your Temperature, okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you doing that for both nights of WrestleMania?
As of right now, due to my work schedule, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I am trying to see if I can open up a night to do it with a group of friends. And I'm actually working more with D-Rod on his channel, which is twitch.tv/DRod2222. But we will see if it happens. I will let you know.
All right. Awesome. Joining us again, too, is the ever controversial from the In Your House podcast. Like, In Your House, right?
It's
Yes.
our house.
Wait,
is it?
okay.
I should know. Yeah, it's
Mr. Chris Deez. I'm sorry, man. I know I botched that.
That's all right, man. How's it going? Yeah. Thank you for having me. We've been on about doing this since like August, September, I think, since I worked for Wrestling News World, so I'm glad to be here, man.
Yeah, glad to have you. Chris, quick question. What's your favorite thing about AEW? What's the nicest thing you can say about that promotion?
The nicest thing I can say about AEW. This is a whole show in itself. It's definitely there.
Britt Baker.
Definitely there. Thunder Rosa. What's really nice about AEW is that their best women's wrestler isn't even signed.
Oh, way to get a jab in there. All right. And then finally joining us, former podcast mate, is Mr. Stuart Lawson. Hey, Stuart, how's it going, bud?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. So you're a former, your tweets have been featured on the show before, as long, actually, as everybody here has actually had their tweets, I think, at this point featured. Stuart, same question to you, but instead of your favorite thing about AEW, what's your favorite thing about Mr. Chris Deez?
Fuck off. Can we swear? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine, man.
All right, cool. All right, fuck off.
Awesome.
I can agree.
Man.
I can agree. That's my favorite thing about me as well.
Let's be honest. There's been bad blood. You know what I mean? Chris and I have got a bigger feud than Stone Cold and fucking Vince McMahon.
Oh, my God, man. We're going to have a better feud over here than Okada and Omega going on. How many Rainmakers until Lawson puts down Chris Deez, okay?
I'm glad I'm not going over. Thanks for that.
8 stars. Classic.
Oh, man. Oh, once again, you guys can stay up till 2 a.m. to watch pro wrestling, but you got to make me and Bama get up at the crack of dawn to shoot this show. This is the first show I get to shoot without alcohol, man. I don't know what to do with myself.
Oh, man.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, baby. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
look, honestly, I might
5
actually
o'clock somewhere.
might have some Irish coffee if it wasn't the fact that I have to go straight to work after this. But,
I'm from Scotland. We have we have beer with like a Cocoa Pops. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even lying.
Fantastic.
That's why you're so angry all the time.
Correct.
All right. So if you're unfamiliar with the show, the structure of it is I'm going to go ahead and read off 15 tweets one at a time. I'll read them off to the panelists. They'll go ahead and debate amongst themselves whether this unpopular opinion is truly unpopular or if, it's actually agreeable and you get a pass. If they like it, it's fine. If not, honestly, man, reconsider your Twitter game. But without further ado, let's go ahead and kick it off. Tweet number 1 coming in from @KeeganSpector. Hot take: WWE desperately needs Brock Lesnar. He goes on to preface, just keep him out of the title picture. Utilize him for dream feuds. Is WWE in desperate need of the drawing power of Lesnar? I'll let you guys decide who goes first.
I'll go if you want.
Yeah, go on, Stu. You go.
I love Brock Lesnar. Love him. He needs to come back. I totally agree with that. The guy is a star. You know, he reminds me of like in the 80s with Andre the Giant, where he would be used seldomly, because when he does get used, people tune in. If you have him every single week, then you know it'll take away the whole mystique of him being there. Take him out of the title picture. See, I don't know about that one, if I'm being honest, because every time Brock's let someone go, like look at Drew McIntyre, for instance. When Drew went over, he was $1 million, and that you took the title off him, so he was a bona fide title champion. What if, like, you look at Dean Ambrose in WrestleMania a few years ago? That wasn't that much of a build because there was nothing really there. It was just a match between two guys, one being Brock, one being Ambrose. You know, so I don't know about the title thing. As much as he gets so much heat, he does kind of need to be in that title picture because he is Brock Lesnar and he gives so much to the company. So I tend to agree, but I disagree as well on that part, to be honest.
You can't do that, man. Can't do it.
Okay. Overall, I agree.
Take a side.
Overall, I agree because
it
it means Lesnar comes back, because at the end of the day, if Lesnar comes back, we know Vince has put a title on him anyway. So bring him back.
Okay.
Yeah. I completely agree. 100% agree. I love Lesnar. I wrote an article for Body Slam about how I think he's one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. People love throwing the word underrated around, but I think it fits Brock. Nobody gives him the credit he deserves. Look what he's done in the last 5 years for like Daniel Bryan, Ricochet, Drew, more than anybody. Who else has he faced?
Keith Lee.
Seth, Keith Lee, yeah. Finn. Anybody that he had those, he's AJ Styles. He's had some amazing matches with smaller guys, and he's made them look $1 million. I don't think I agree with taking the title off of him, like keeping him out of the picture scene. Same as Stuart. He's money. He's an attraction. He's an attraction just as much as like Bad Bunny or the fucking Paul brothers are, like we're talking about at the minute. You know, people. He's a megastar. He's. I know he's not John Cena or The Rock level global super megastar, but you know who Brock Lesnar is. You look at him, he looks like a star. He's transcended and gone on into other sports like UFC. I cannot agree with that one. I love Brock. Desperately want him back.
And Bama? You gonna try and sway him to say no?
I'm not on the fence. I just the word I hate in this tweet is the word need. Because do we need Brock Lesnar back? Not really. Would I love to see him back? Heck yeah. I think he could definitely come back and do so much for a lot of other people. He will always make the title mean something because when he holds it and you beat him, it's a big deal. So I definitely agree with that aspect of it. What we need to do is create another Brock Lesnar. What we need to do is create superstars that can get to that level. And the only way to do that is work up to guys like Brock Lesnar. Drew should now be the guy that another guy who knocks Drew off is like, holy crap, he just beat Drew McIntyre. And the only way to do that is repetitious pushing of a guy in big match moments. Brock Lesnar does that for people. But again, the story is already built in with Brock and Roman with Paul Heyman caught in the middle. We want to see that. And so I think that's going to be a big story when they finally want to pull the trigger on that. The only thing I don't agree with the tweet is the word need. I don't need Brock back right now, but I want Brock back. So I do agree with the tweet.
All right. Yeah, okay. So fairly simple one to go by. At Keegan Spectator. They like you tweet. Hopefully I hit the right button for the soundbite. Nope, that's eating. I didn't mean to eat you. Hold on. There we go. That's the correct soundbite. I botch everything.
Poor guy.
I'm telling you.
Fun fact. You made his whole life, man, then you killed it.
Fun fact. Everybody's favorite wrestling journalist, Dave Meltzer, gave Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar 4.5 stars.
Still not 5, was it?
It was still not 5. Yeah, Daniel Bryan can't get 5 out of that man.
Anything to not get them 5.
Tweet number 2. Oh, by the way, after every 5 tweets, if anybody in the Twitch chat wants to drop their own unpopular opinions, we'll go ahead and toss it over to the chat and read off yours on air as well. So tweet number 2 coming in from Keep Up with Kayfabe. Hot take: Christian looks better than Edge. You know, there's been some rumblings. Edge is looking a little old nowadays. Christian came in looking kind of like a stud. Simple little one here. Does Christian look better than Edge? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to argue that he just does. He's not been through. You know, he came back and Edge then went through yet another injury setback. I think 2 injury setbacks, and he's had a lot to deal with and a lot to recover from, and it's probably been a tough year for him. It looks like it's been a tough year for him. He still looks great. Like, fucking hell, I'd love to look as good as Edge does when I hit that age. He looks amazing. He came back.
He's not like that now.
Yeah, exactly. He looks better than he did. For me at the minute, he looks better than he did in his prime. But I think he is. Yeah, he is looking a bit tired. Christian always had a better look for me. I think he always looked. He was more handsome. He had more charisma. He had a better look. And he could wrestle better. He was better on the mic. I don't really know why Edge became the bigger star than Christian, but he did.
I tend to. No, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say I agree. Christian looks better, but let's not take away from what Edge was like when he left. 9-10 years ago. Even Randy Orton said that at the Royal Rumble last year. Look at him, he looks shredded. He was shredded. I have a theory though. The reason he's like that is because he's got long hair and a beard. I genuinely think if he cut hair, remember when he cut his hair, he came back. He looked so much younger. And I think if you did that, I think you put them together again. I don't think there'll be much between them. But I think it's the grey hair, it's all that kind of stuff. It's a whole, shave your beard, cut your hair. I think he would look more similar to Christian overall, I think. But yeah, I agree with the tweet. Christian does look better but they both look better than Ciampa. So, win-win.
There you go.
I agree with this one. I mean, I think Stuart just hit it on the nail of the head. Having the long hair and the grizzle. Vanessa even said in the chat, Edge looks grizzled and worn, like he's been through a war to get back here. And Christian's been on the show. Oh gosh, I cannot believe I just forgot the name. What's the Fox show? The WWE show he's been a panelist on since it was started. No. Backstage? Backstage, thank you. So Christian had to, go get primped and proper to be on TV all the time. Edge just had to hit the weights and get ready to get back in the ring. So I think it's appearance thing based. I don't think I would ever consider Christian longevity wise a bigger superstar than Edge, because Edge just knows how to flip that switch and go rated R when he needs to. But I do agree. If you put them side by side right now as is, Christian looks better, but Stuart hit the nail on the head. If he cut his hair and trimmed his beard and wanted to look like Christian, he could. But I like this look for Edge. It makes him look dangerous, menacing, and like the guy I don't want to get in the ring with, even though he's almost 50. So,
all right, man. So yeah, Christian over there with the smooth skin, clean haircut. I guess everybody agrees with you. Keep up with kayfabe. Your tweet's good, man.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Edge does look menacing. Like, I'm glad they leaned into that last night with, like, you guys think it's the rated R, or is this going to be something new? Like, just unhinged Edge?
I think it's rated R.
Rated R?
He needs to be. Edge was never a baby face. Remember the thing when he had the spear and the spear got took out? That was shit.
Yeah.
He's been a bad guy. He's just a dick. That's his best at it.
I think in this story, it's a little bit unhinged more than rated R, because it's like I think his current mindset, or the mindset of the character, is I've worked so hard to get back here. I've worked so hard for this to be my time, my spot, my WrestleMania match. I should have never lost my title. And now Daniel Bryan's coming in and swooping in and getting a shot as well. I think we've only got a couple of weeks left now, but I think over these next couple of weeks we might just see him snap a little bit. He snapped last night, but with Edge, you never know.
He's also
10 years to the day, guys. 10 years to the day, WrestleMania, to the day he announced he was going to retire. This is prime for Daniel Bryan to lay down, take that concerto, and Edge hold that title. It is prime.
Brian's there just to take the pin.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, tweet number 3 coming in from Those Wrestling Girls. She says, unpopular opinion, I want Sasha to retain and the feud with Bianca to continue maybe through SummerSlam. So a lot of people want Bianca Belair for them to pull the trigger on her at Mania. Those Wrestling Girls say, hey, pump the brakes. What do you guys think?
Wow.
I'll let you go first because I'm gonna create some shit here. Okay, you go first.
Right. Okay.
Let me get mine out of the way because it'll be short. Heck no, completely disagree. Sasha has been there, done that. She has nothing left to prove. She is the boss. She's a 6-time women's champion. She's a 2-time tag team champion. She is now in the business of creating another superstar. Bianca is ready. She's been ready since the moment she came up to the main roster. They floundered on her for 6 months. Bianca is the new fun toy that we all get to play with and watch her win her first title at WrestleMania, defend that title over and over and over again. She is a female Brock Lesnar that needs to be pushed to the moon, and who the heck can finally beat this girl? I hate this tweet. Sasha does not need any more shine. She needs to shine up other superstars so she can have actual competition for years to come. Let Bianca win it and push her to the moon. I hate this tweet.
There we go.
Say what you mean, man. Say what you mean. I fully agree.
Love that. I
fully
love that.
agree. I hate the tweet as well. This one isn't for me at all. I love Bianca. I desperately wanted her to come up to the main roster before she did. I hated the way she was treated on Raw. She was just sort of like Montez Ford's partner. That was it. That's what she felt like. They wasted her for ages. Putting her to SmackDown was the best thing they could have possibly done. She's awesome, and I think you can see that in the fact, like, look at her back in NXT against Shayna Baszler. Shayna obviously had the upper hand. She was stronger. Wow. She was more dominant. Bianca always put up spirited performances and spirited fights, but now on SmackDown, Bianca, they've faced each other recently over the last month or so with the tag title scene. Bianca looks better than Shayna now. Bianca's in.
Yes. I
think embarrassing Shayna is a bit of a strong word to say embarrassing, but she now looks like the dominant superstar. They've done a great job with Bianca the last few months. It was a little bit hit or miss, like a couple of weird losses to like Tamina for crying out loud. But no,
with a distraction,
of course. I hate this tweet. This is a garbage tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, mine's not as clearly as bad as you two then. I disagree with this tweet. I really do. I want Bianca to win purely because I fucking hate the bank stands that are going on just now about this whole fucking main event shit. That's not a conversation, but I disagree with it anyway. But anyway, listen, Bianca's brilliant. She's really good. She's what like you said, what's Banks got to do now? You know, what's it going to be? I done this tweet a while ago about Hogan and Randy Orton, and I really put this in the same position because you've got an up-and-comer against a legend as such in the women's industry. Why does the legend need to go over the up-and-comer? You know, what's it going to make? Right. What's it going to prove for the legend that it just doesn't make sense. Fuck off. Delete the tweet. Next.
All right, man. You hear that, those wrestling girls? You piece of shit. I think your tweet's trash. All right.
I just want to say I love Sasha. I'm a big Sasha fan, but yeah, she's had her time. Everybody knows how good she is.
Listen, when she took the title of Bayley, it made 100% sense. 100% sense. Now it makes no sense to retain it.
Yeah,
let it go.
If Paige can win the Divas Championship on her debut match on Raw, Bianca can win the title at her first appearance at Mania.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same goes for Rhea Ripley. But anyway, carry on.
I was just going to say Rhea. Yeah, let's not make that mistake again. But
yeah, why not?
Screwed up Rhea.
Yeah. Yeah. That one makes me nervous.
Will Bianca versus Sasha steal the weekend?
No. The match will be good, but I mean they're going up against the likes of Cesaro and Seth Rollins, and then what was the other match that we said was probably going to kill it?
Owens and Sammy.
KO and
Sammy, I think, is the dark horse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they have some stiff competition for match of the event, I guess.
And if the Andre Battle Royal's back on as well, that's going to steal the show, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love the Andre Battle.
That's a good point.
Man, it's going to be the COVID Battle Royal. Let's be honest. All right, so tweet number 4. Coming in from @Nomad835, replying to the Sun's tweet of who's on your Mount Rushmore. of women wrestlers. They say, please someone point out one iconic Bellas match. Those two useless turds did nothing but set back women's wrestling and more. Ooh, one of those Bella hate tweets. What do you guys think?
Oh,
To be honest, by the way, right, the Bellas are going in the Hall of Fame, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with it because I don't know what they did really. You know, they were all right. It was good at the start when they used to swap with each other, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll come back to that one. I'll let you hear what they used to talk about.
Do you know what I think if you separate the wrestling from what they did outside of WWE, I think there's maybe an argument for maybe they go in. They've brought a lot of eyes to WWE, a lot of eyes to women's wrestling. Because look at something like Miz and Mrs. They don't very often mention WWE. You don't very often see footage, but on Total Divas and Total Bellas and whatever, they talk about WWE a lot. They are former women's wrestlers, former women's champions or whatever. So they've brought a lot of attention that way, just like the Great Khali. Great Khali's going into Hall of Fame, and he, what's his wrestling pedigree?
He deserves it.
He deserves it for what he's done in India and the eyes that he's brought over there in the Indian market, 100%.
Yep.
So I think if you separate it, 100%. If you're looking at wrestling, there's no fucking chance Brie should be going in there. Nikki should be going in there just by herself.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not a Nikki fan. I was
agree.
never a Nikki fan. But she, just like Trish, she got much, much better over the years. She had some good matches. That last-minute feud with Ronda thrown together, that was pretty good. They put on a good match at, what was it called? Evolution. It's a tricky one. I agree that the Bellas should not go in on their wrestling careers, but I think that they do have a place. Put them in the celebrity wing.
All right, so
I think the problem with the Bellas though is they came into that transitional period of women's wrestling where it wasn't that bra and panty stuff, but it wasn't what we have now. You know, it was kind of that awkward stage where we don't really know what women's wrestling is.
Yeah.
If they were here today, they wouldn't be anywhere near where they were previously, in my opinion. So I actually
The
can't.
Bellas were the prototype. I'll
Yeah.
say the Bellas were the prototype that a diva can become a wrestler.
Yes.
And Nikki was the proof of that. Now, what I will say is, in complete agreement with Chris, is if you separate their in-ring work from what they did for the sport of drawing eyes and showing that entertainers can still exist in the women's division, then let them go into the Hall of Fame off of that. Did Nikki shine in her match with Ronda? Did she shine with Paige, with AJ Lee, with all the girls she competed with? Yeah, but it ain't Sasha Bailey, it ain't Charlotte Becky. So there's a somewhat distaste in my mouth, bad taste in my mouth when you say the names of Bellas. I will say this: if you're gonna have a awkward transition from the Divas era to the women's Evolution era, and you put the Bellas as the bridge to connect the two, okay, give it that. But as far as Mount Rushmore, heck no, they're not even getting in my top 10, not even close.
All right, so. I believe this was kind of an awkward tweet to figure out where the opinion was. The opinion I narrowed it down to Mount Rushmore. The argument for Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
You guys made an argument for Hall of Fame. I didn't hear anybody making an argument for Mount Rushmore. So with that, we're going to go ahead and say that we agree with the tweet. As controversial as it is. So at Nomad835, you're sort of onto something. Okay, it was just a weird one. I'll say this though.
Doesn't say much. Pete Rose and Drew Carey in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah, I think you guys articulated a very insightful way that they do deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Just there's a lot of context to when you add them.
Yes.
I will say though that one thing though I think everyone agree on: their fans are the fucking worst.
Yes.
Up there with Sasha fans.
Terrible.
And Alexa fans.
Yeah. But then again, I'm like a white guy in my 30s, so what the hell do I know? Tweet number 5, coming from Outlaw Jamboree. Man, I love this one. Don't like to do many better than tweets, but this one caught my eye. Eddie Guerrero in WCW is greater than Eddie in WWE.
Oh.
No,
Ooh.
no, no, no,
I don't want to touch this one because I could be here all day.
no.
Oh,
Eddie,
man.
Eddie in WWE. No, no, no.
Well, here's the opening question: would they have ever put the world title on Eddie in WCW?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. So by that argument, okay, WWE Eddie is better because of that. But in terms of the greatest matches we've ever seen, the matches with him and Ray and him and Dean Malenko and him and Chris Benoit and him and those matches in WCW were definitely better than WWE. I mean, WWE, he had Kurt Angle. He made JBL look good again, which was phenomenal. He had good matches with, you know, some up and coming guys, but so I'm torn on this tweet. Was he a better wrestler in WCW? Yes, but is he a better, bigger mainstream name in WWE? Yes. So
yeah. I think
I'm
the
back
best
to
way
man. I'm torn.
The best way to sum this up, I would say, is okay. The second that you said Eddie Guerrero, I thought of him beating Brock. The second you said Eddie Guerrero, I thought of him hugging Benoit in the ring at the end of Mania 20. The second you said it, I thought of the tribute show. I thought of the custody of Dominic match. I think of Dominic and Ray still going on now. I don't think of him as a WCW guy. I know he was a WCW guy, and I know how great he was.
Right.
And he was like he made cruiserweights look like main event talents, but I don't. Yeah. It doesn't factor into it at all. Like Jericho, I don't think of Jericho in WCW. I don't think of him in AEW. Yeah. I think of him in WWE. So yeah, no, I
agree.
I disagree.
I agree.
I concur with what the two have just said. Guerrero for me was WWE. You know, the whole lie, cheat, steal thing. You know, with the still he got more TV time in WWE, which means obviously he's more remembered than WWE. His matches lasted longer because he had more chance to, you know, shine on pay-per-views and all that kind of stuff. No, he was good in WCW. He was brilliant in WCW, in fact, but no, he was better in WWE.
Yeah, he's WWE. Yeah. I agree.
Outlaw Jamboree, deactivate your fucking Twitter account. Your tweet's trash.
Oh yeah.
No, I love these ones because I like to hear people dissect the thought process. Be like, you know, you can make, I see where certain things are coming from, but at the end of the day, it's still obvious. Chris, I want to give it to you. You kind of hit the nail on the head. When you think Eddie Guerrero, you think of all the accomplishments. And then not to mention, we never had the stupid throwing your coffee on yourself segment that we got in WCW. Did y'all ever see that one? That's when they were doing those like work shoot promos.
Yes.
Yeah, and he had to throw coffee on himself. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. But that was 5 tweets down. Let's go ahead and go over to the chat, see what we got going on in here. I did see at least one earlier. Rodder Pop says, my unpopular opinion. Now, this one you guys can just give your gut reaction to. Logan Paul getting involved with WWE will be good.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. Off. I tweeted about it yesterday, man. I think it's, for me personally as a fan, like I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I don't know, but I don't know any of his content. He's a YouTuber, isn't he? Is
he really feel, Stuart?
He went in Japan and he fucking started videoing people when he was hanging himself in a suicide.
Oh, in the forest. That's him. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wanker.
And his brother as well. I know the two things I know about them are they're YouTubers and that they're dickheads.
One's want to fight Mayweather, one's want to fight fucking McGregor. What the fuck's that all about?
But they've got big followings.
I know I'm going really Scottish here because I'm getting really annoyed.
The world's just
exactly. You care. That's the point. You care.
I think pop culture and things like that have changed. They're a big deal. Like Bad Bunny, like Cardi B. These names that keep.
Chris, see, Bad Bunny makes sense because Bad Bunny is somebody. He's not a fucking YouTuber, you know.
Yeah, he's an artist.
Like,
yeah,
but like this Logan Paul stuff is really starting to piss me off, right? Because I have a thought, right? And we know how, Chris, you know how you don't like AEW, and there's a lot of people who are worse than you. Let's be honest. If that was AEW, they would be getting fucking ridiculed for this. Absolutely ridiculed for this. But for some reason, because it's WWE, it's acceptable. No, it's not acceptable. The guy's a piece of shit. right? Let's be honest here. He's bringing bad reputation into a company who's supposed to be all about, be a star and all that kind of shit. Bollocks, right? He's going to bring eyes. Yes, he's going to bring eyes. There's no doubt about that. But it's the wrong person to bring in. He's absolutely just not. He's not. Fuck off.
He doesn't have enough mainstream controversy, because I hear where you're coming from, but the average viewer isn't aware of this Suicide Forest incident and how him and his brother exploit kids, essentially, is their fan base. So unfortunately, there's not enough people are aware of kind of the stigma that surrounds the Paul brothers.
I'm gonna say Tony Khan's favorite words here. He's the key demo.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth of it. He's the key demo, and I hate it. I'm not bothered about celebrity appearances. I know why they do them, and it's clever, it's marketing, it makes money, but I've not really cared about them since Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, those sort of guys. Bring people in from the sports world. I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm
all about that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Our generation lives on YouTube, so he's gonna, bring in all those eyes. And like we said last night, Kyle, put him in the ring with Baron Corbin, let Baron Corbin knock him out in 30 seconds. I'll be happy.
Yeah, I wish. Instead, it's going to be the opposite. He's going to knock out some guy in WWE. Vince can't help himself but have celebrities go over his wrestlers. Tweet number 6. Coming in from Eddie 3221. Cody is so over himself, it's unbearable. He may be valuable to AEW, but he is not the megastar he thinks he is to do things like have his baby gender reveal on television. I'm gonna go ahead and let Stuart kick this one off.
Knew you were gonna.
I'm gonna go really long here, just I know you can see more. I agree. I love AEW. I love AEW, but I have to agree it is kind of the Cody show at times. Even to the point when Sting arrived, Cody had to be involved in that start of the whole thing. The baby gender reveal, perfect example. Even to the point, right, when Jericho had the one-on-one with him, it was about the Cody. Oh, I'm going to go against the AEW title if I get beat. Well, why don't you just fucking bother telling us that and just get on with the match? Like, it's always revolved around him. I do agree with that. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone knows what he is behind the shows, because he doesn't shuffle it pretty much. I think he's brilliant. I really do. I think he's a great in-ring worker. I think he's what he's done since leaving WWE is phenomenal. Let's not take that away. He's just totally transformed his whole career, and he deserves where he is today. But at the same time, he needs to take a step back, possibly in regards to the Cody Rhodes that is the EVP, and just be the Cody Rhodes that's in the ring. That's kind of what we want to see. So I agree with that tweet, and I will let you go on with the next one.
Go on, you guys.
Let me go so Chris can have all the time he needs.
You go. That's it. Yeah.
Guys, those of you out there that don't get this is by design. The EVP, who is over himself, has a WrestleMania entrance every time he comes out, has freaking double A in his corner when he doesn't need him. It is all by design to get us to slowly hate him, which is the point. Eventually, we're going to hate him so bad, he's going to abuse that power. He is going to pull that stipulation into question and go, I don't care if I made the promise, screw it, I want the title, and we will hate him for it. It is the point. So if you guys don't see that, then congratulations, you live completely oblivious to what reality is. But is he over himself? Is it all about the baby reveal? Is it all about creating a fan base? No, it's not about that. He's celebrating being a father. I acted like an idiot the first time I found out I was going to be a dad too. But it's all by design to make us hate him eventually when he finally decides to go full switch on the heel. Am I crazy about AEW? No, I tolerate it. But I know what Cody's doing. And so, okay, Cody, good luck with it.
That makes sense, though. I never really thought of it from that perspective. If he eventually turns around and says, oh, fuck what I said a year and a half ago, I'm going to the title. Is that just sort of try and make him almost be the Stone Cold and Tony Khan is the Mr. McMahon? Like, is it to start something there to try and recreate that? I don't know. I never really thought of it that way before, but I'll try and keep this brief. This new show that he's got coming out soon, I can't even remember what it's called. can't even remember what it's called. That fucking
Roads to the Top.
Roads to Success.
Roads to
That
the
was
Top.
it. Roads to the Top. I knew it had roads in there. It's a dollar store. It's a dollar store Ms. and Mrs. I'm not a fan of that. I agree with what Stuart said. Cody's incredible in ring. I think he's one of the best workers in the world. As much as I don't like him as a guy, I think we're going to see in that show. Miz was always meant to be a prick, and on that show, he's just a fun-loving, happy, entertaining, great husband, great dad. I think this show's just going to highlight how much of a piece of shit Cody is. I can't stand the guy. I really can't stand the guy. I will watch his matches.
I agree.
You know what really pisses me off?
AW.
Well, yeah. Who was it in WWE who did the moonsault off the top of the cage?
Kurt Angle.
Angle?
Yeah, Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. He's done it a couple of times since then as well. After his match, he didn't grab a microphone and then talk about how much he loves wrestling and how much he loves WWE. And that's exactly what Cody did, like post-show, like crying his eyes out in the ring, like, dude, just get the fuck over yourself. You're not the greatest wrestler of all time. You're not the messiah of wrestling. You're a good guy, right, a good wrestler who was treated probably, I don't know if it's fair to say he was treated badly by WWE. The Stardust gimmick wasn't great. I sort of enjoyed it because it was goofy and it was a bit of nonsense, but he's not the be-all and end-all of wrestling, and I think he's just got such an inflated ego. And I'll sum it up. I'll sum it up here. Brody Lee passed away, and I was devastated. We were all devastated. He was gone too young, gone suddenly. Nobody expected it. His tribute show came along,
right,
and Cody had that over-the-top Triple H WrestleMania entrance. Like that instantly put him right at the bottom of the fucking shit heap for me. He didn't need an entrance like that on a show that was about honoring somebody like Brody Lee. I thought it was just totally inappropriate and disgusting.
It's good.
It's like you say, it's all about him. It's all about him. And even who is there that does that in WWE? We don't. Triple H doesn't. Vince McMahon doesn't anymore. Steph, we don't see anything like that from any other promotion. Maybe Don Callis,
right,
a little bit with the whole Kenny Omega thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just don't see that across the board from anywhere.
Yeah. All right, no, I think we got enough out of this one. Eddie 3221, you got a good take on this one. Even me as an AEW fan, I every episode, if you ever watch, that's one of my common complaints is just too much Cody. He's the only guy that gets the center entrance. Everyone else gets the heel or face tunnel. He gets the unique entrance.
Yep.
You know. Yeah. No. I've said it long. I love Cody to death, but it is too much. I hope what Bama says is the story, you know, because then in context that'll make sense. Otherwise, that's just someone's ego running wild on their show. Tweet number 7 coming in. Recently released, Andrade is literally everything WWE could want in their next big Latino star. That's the main portion right here. He has proven he can put on bangers no matter who he wrestles, and WWE just refused to give him any TV time. It's extremely frustrated. This tweet came out prior to his release. So they were airing their frustration and saying that he, out of the entire roster, was the next mega Latino star for WWE.
I'll start. Okay, no, Stuart, I'm sorry.
No, go.
Dude, this is a show about controversy and debates, man. Stop being so fucking polite.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a Southern gent. I can't help it. I think next mega Latina superstar, I'm going to have to does he have the capabilities of being that? Yes, but in the eyes of the office, their next big Latino superstar is Dominic Mysterio. That's where the investment's going. They're building him like crazy. They're probably fixing to put the tag team titles on him and his dad. That's the story they want. They want to see this guy become the next Rey Mysterio with a hybrid version of him and Eddie Guerrero. He's doing everything Eddie did. He's doing everything his dad does. He's doing it together. The dude's already a phenomenon in the making. Do I think they missed the boat on Andrade? Big time. Do I think that he was a waste of potential? Big time. But to say he's the next big breakout guy to bring Latino eyes back to WWE, I don't think so. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's that guy. I don't think he ever was that guy. I don't think Angel Garza's that guy. I think Dominic's that guy. So I disagree with the tweet only on that. Everything else is valid. Everything else, the way they treated him, what they've done with him, is valid. Is he the next big Latino superstar? No.
I'm going to disagree with the tweet because I have this gripe about how people see people within WWE. So you've got take WWE away from every other promotion, and I include NXT. So NXT's over here, WWE's over here. WWE, you need to be
right.
Okay to be. You don't have to be brilliant. You can be okay in the ring, but you need to be good on the mic. You need to have a character. You need to be engaging with the audience. He didn't have that. Okay, he's like Cesaro. Cesaro's never going to be the top boy because he doesn't have these WWE aspects. Will he be a success in it?
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
I'm sorry, man, but he does. Will he be a success in AEW? Possibly not, because I think AEW are very similar now to what WWE are going at in that aspect, where you need to be someone that you can be invested in. Is he going to sell merchandise for WWE? No. So have they missed the boat with him, really? I don't think so. Like I say, though, he goes to Japan, he'll be a megastar. He goes to Ring of Honor, he'll be a megastar. He goes to, like, AAA, he'll be a megastar. There's absolutely no question about that. His in-ring work is fantastic. But for WWE, he is not their man. He's not what they're looking for. And in that aspect, I think they were right to both go separate ways. Sometimes it doesn't work, and that's a prime example.
Chris, you get...
I didn't hear any of what you just said because I had to check my fucking
I saw that. He disagreed with the tweet.
Just think, remember what I said about Cesaro all the time. That's what I think about Andre. He's a brilliant in-ring worker, but he's not a WWE star.
Yeah, that's 1,000,000% what I was going to say. Andrade is partly responsible for my favorite match of all time against Johnny Gargano, TakeOver Philadelphia, incredible match. But all the story about that was Zelina and Johnny and Candice delivering it. Like, Andrade delivered the incredible in-ring action, the incredible in-ring ability, and the psychology and all that kind of stuff.
He was the trigger man. Yeah,
100%. He's an incredible talent, incredible athlete, but how long was he on the main roster without learning to speak really good, fluent English? Like Angel Garza can speak better English. Fucking Humberto Carrillo can. You know, I think those guys are ahead of Andrade, even if he was still there now. Dominic, Garza, over in AEW, the Lucha Bros. I think these guys have all got the ability to be the next big Latino superstar. I think Andrade didn't help himself in this situation. He had, when that match was 3 years ago in January of 2018. So he'd been in NXT for the best part of, I don't know, like 3.5, 4 years, and could barely speak a lick of English. His fucking tweets weren't even in particularly good English, you know? You've got to be that complete superstar. I will talk all day, every day about why Cesaro isn't world champion. So even though I didn't hear what you said, Stuart, I know that I agree. This is not a good tweet.
All right. So with that being said, to quote former superstar AJ Lee, Andrade, talent is not sexually transmittable. He tweets trash. All right. I feel terrible for him.
He's
give a shout out. Talented. He's extremely talented. But no.
I got to give a shout out to Vanessa on this one too. She said, guys, don't forget about Damian Priest. That's a big That's a big one. I agree. Yeah.
The only thing against Priest is probably his age, because he's nearly 40, isn't he?
In-ring is only one aspect
big fan.
The superstar character. You know, you got to have the marketability, the persona, all of that stuff. And and you also have to have worldwide appeal, not just a niche market appeal as well. So
if you're not going to sell stuff, WWE don't want you.
All right, tweet number 8 coming in from replying to @view_raw, Joey Nips. He says WWE Monday Night Raw at its worst only gets about 1.75 million viewers, which, yes, is way down from years past. But the almighty AEW struggles to hit 1 million. The best thing ever. I like AEW. Here's the opinion. But it's a redo of TNA back in the 2000s when it was OG. AEW, just a modern TNA?
No.
No.
No. Right. So
No.
can I go? I'll go first on this one. Right. WWE Raw is the biggest show in the world when it comes to wrestling. You go to anybody on the street and you say, name me a show, they're going to say WWE Raw. So 1.8 million people watching that biggest show is shite. It's on Monday. It's by itself. Fuck all your Monday Night Football stuff because that's different. It's shite, right? AEW to TNA is like night and day. Okay, I've got a tweet out probably now actually about TNA. I loved TNA at the time, but it just had this whole WCW 2.0. Okay, that's the way I used to always look at TNA, where it brought in people that people know. Yes, AEW have done that, but TNA was a lot worse. Remember when they brought in Hulk Hogan, they brought in the Nasty Boys, they brought in Ric Flair, they brought in, you could say Christian, but Christian's a bit different, but they kept Kevin Nash, Booker T. They kept bringing in, I know, kind of backfired myself, doesn't it? They keep bringing in, though, all these people. AEW have done that, but the people they brought in from WWE were hot. Like, you know, look at Broken Matt Hardy, he was hot at the time. There's an argument to say about Miro or Rusev, whatever you want to call him, but AEW are doing things differently to what TNA are doing, in my opinion anyway, because I think AEW are more unique, and also they've got a bigger bank balance as well. You know, they've got a bigger bank balance than WWE, for fuck's sake. I disagree. AEW are completely different to what TNA are doing, or TNA did, sorry, because TNA all they did was drive themselves into a hole, in my opinion.
Yeah, this one's going to surprise you a bit. I agree with Stuart there. I think I'm going to go exactly what off that tweet said. If you're comparing AEW and Raw, AEW is the better show. Raw has been unwatchable for quite some time. I at least enjoy some of the matches. I enjoy like guys like the Lucha Bros, and I like Cody wrestle. I like MJF. I like Darby Allin. These kind of guys. Scorpio.
So you're not a fan of watching Braun Strowman get slimed? You're not a fan of the slime, dude?
Not a big fan of the fucking the train noises. It's the train noises, man. Fucking Thomas the Tank Engine running around the ring hitting people. It's so bad.
It's really cringing, eh? It's really cringing.
I had to listen back to that a few more times, like in case that.
I did too. I was like, did I really just hear that? Oh my gosh!
I was thinking maybe the audio just messed up a little bit. Maybe that was just a mistake.
Exactly.
Oh no, they meant it. They meant that. So I really liked TNA. But I think there are differences there. I mean, AEW is better than TNA was. The only thing that really TNA had going for it, for me, big time, was the X Division. The X Division was some of the best wrestling in the world, and it still is now in Impact. So, yeah, I much as I want to, much as I want to bash AEW and say and go against that, I agree with how Stuart put it as well. AEW is doing things differently to how TNA. Yes, they are signing a lot of X guys. Was it really necessary to sign the Big Show? Probably not. Christian makes more sense. Jericho was one of the best decisions AEW could have possibly made. It was the perfect guy to put the title on.
It wouldn't be where it is now if it wasn't for Jericho, in my opinion.
100%. 1,000%.
Right.
I don't like what Jericho's turned into now, obviously, but at the time, a year and a half ago, even just a casual wrestling fan turning over onto AEW by mistake, like, oh shit, that's Chris Jericho. Like, what's going on here? Let's check this out. TNA was definitely WCW 2.0. They signed people for the sake of it. At least with AEW, you can see that there's a rhyme and reason for who they've signed, what they're going to do with them. Ty Dillinger, Rusev. Yeah, they may not have been used particularly well yet, but I'm confident that there's still a plan moving forward. WCW signed whoever they could get because they I don't know, they were too short-sighted. They didn't try and sign the top talents. They were busy on fucking signing your Buff Bagwells and people like that,
Hey man, don't mess with Buff the stuff, okay? Come on now.
Oh, come on.
My favorite gigolo.
Best Raw main event anyway.
Now you guys have said so much. TNA, I'm going to quote Kenny, your thoughts on this one. He even said TNA had the bad habit of they'd sign an ex-WWE guy and then they'd come in and immediately give him a push and they'd screw their own talent that were homegrown like AJ Styles. So it was very much, a different mindset than WCW, the same thing. Let's bring in these guys from the WWF, immediately put them in front of the title picture. And, who cares about Eddie? Who cares about Dean? Who cares about Ray? Let's push the big guy that we just got from the WWF. TNA did that. And that was the one thing I hated about TNA. AEW looks for what do we need, and we will be a safe haven for people that feel abused or misused by the WWE. If you want to come work with us, absolutely, let's talk about it and come work. But I'm a big fan of Busted Open. I listen to Busted Open nearly every day, and one of the big complaints is big guys in AEW like Lance Archer and Luchasaurus and guys like that. You shouldn't be selling moves to these little guys that are drop kicking you in the face, shouldn't knock you down. So who do you bring in to help these guys be big guys? Oh, let's get the Big Show. And then when you go about, in-ring tag team matches, well, they're not using the tag rope and the tags don't make sense. And who's the legal man? Hey, I know. Let's go get one of the greatest tag team minds of all time in Christian and bring him in. He'll tune this stuff up. It's that they're strategic in who they go after. I completely 100% agree. They are not like TNA. They are very different in what they're doing. What they need to be careful of is overdoing it and doing it to where, big guy, like if they immediately sign Andrade instead of letting Andrade shop for a little bit, then let these guys breathe. Let there be a negotiation. Don't immediately snatch somebody. Don't pull a Rick Rude. Don't let him show up on Raw and then immediately show up on Nitro the very same day. Don't do that crap.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
All right. So at Joey Nips, as much as I love your Twitter handle, your tweet's trash. All right.
I'm following him right now just for that name.
Hey,
I want to say TNA, by the way, is better than Impact now. I'm just throwing out there.
Yeah. Now,
do you guys have that candy over in the UK called Nickel Nips? It's got the juice inside the wax little crap. Oh my gosh,
I really want to.
Terrible.
Yeah,
sounds good.
They're these little Coke bottles made out of wax, and they have like juice from like a melted popsicle in them, and you bite the tip off and you suck it.
I remember
they're terrible.
From like
terrible.
Kid. No, I'll give AEW the one thing that always came back to me where they passed the test was when they brought in Zack Ryder. I was like, if they make him a thing, they're done. And Zack Ryder was there for all of like 2 or 3 weeks, and they were like, "Yeah, sorry, bud."
I think is he signed for Impact now?
Yes,
is he actually officially there?
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe he officially signed right after Kurt Hawkins. No coincidence, apparently.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
All right,
know it.
If I could, you guys are very insightful, but maybe we could keep it brief. This show is on par to go 2 hours and make me late for work. So, and we're only halfway through. God damn.
Okay.
You guys are so insightful, man. I thought I was just going to get classic UK sarcasm and then we'd keep it rolling. But
you can do that if you want. You can do that if you want.
Yeah, we'll ramp it up.
We're very dry over here. Fuck off. There you go.
Anyways, tweet number 9 coming in from Daryl Teok 2. This tweet, ruffled a few feathers. Cringy and can't wrestle. Send her back to K-pop. Of course, referencing Make Ito. If you guys aren't familiar, she's the one that was bopping Cheetah with the microphone on AEW.
Yes.
I remember that one.
Ow.
Yeah.
I didn't get that one.
I'll take this first because I don't know too much about it. I think I'm not really a follower of New Japan or Japanese wrestling in general or Stardom or anything like that. So I wasn't familiar with it until we saw those photos of her covered in chocolate and everybody was going crazy about it. Japanese women's wrestlers pretty much across the board aren't really used particularly well. Look at Asuka over the last year or so. Look at Kairi Sane being allowed to go and not really used very well. I don't have much of an opinion on this. I saw her singing. It was horrible. I assume it's meant to be horrible. I think that's the whole gimmick, that she's a bad singer. The main thing that sticks out for me is those microphone shots are so bad, man. AEW have got this weird history of doing this, haven't they? Like the Dark Order guy attacking Dustin Rhodes, with the like punching the mat.
Yeah, I remember that.
They do get caught pretty often.
They make the 5-knuckle shuffle look really bad.
Yeah, they're not the best at covering up their worked hits.
I think I would just say she doesn't look great. I don't know.
It's okay to go
Their
by your
women's
first
division's
opinion.
bad. Though. Their
all
women's
good.
division has been booked pretty badly. Is she going to make much of a difference? Probably not.
Who knows?
Yeah, I agree. She's not a main. Like I said previously, AEW are kind of going a bit towards WWE aspect in regards to mainstream characters. Is that person really going to make people tune in for them? No, not really. So I don't really have much to add on to that. What Chris has said, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. If you can't use her correctly, Asuka was a legend in NXT, WWE not so much. If you can't make Ito look like a legend in AEW, then send her where she can be a legend back in New Japan.
Okay.
Definitely.
Tay or at DeReal Tayok2, they agree with your tweet. Now I'll give you this, just because I'm not a longtime fan of hers, but I did research on her, and essentially her character is the lovable loser. She loses like all the time, but is obsessed with gaining like her Ito army and being the cutest wrestler. So her gimmick really is that she's a lovable loser, which, like I said, unfortunately, AEW couldn't really give that backstory before they brought her in. So everyone just sees like, oh, Japanese wrestler, you must be really incredible in the ring. And it's so off the mark with everybody's assumptions of her. And I wouldn't have known had I not stayed up for 40 minutes on YouTube at night, and watched a little chronicle of her career. I would have had the same opinion. Like, who the hell is this chick that can't, hit somebody with a fucking mic? 10th tweet in, Austin Creed wins. He says, Wednesday morning hot take, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, best theme song ever. Changing gears.
Go, go, Power Rangers!
Yeah, coming in from Xavier Woods, man. Does anything else get you more pumped than the Power Rangers theme?
A-Team's up there for me. That's
A-Team's good.
If we're just talking US, it's a little bit harder, but over here in the UK, like Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse was a banger.
Top Cat, Pinky and the Brain, the Animaniacs, Looney
God.
Tunes. There's so many.
I love Thundercats. There was a program here called the Hurricanes. It was a Thacker or a football, as we call it, as we've discussed. It was a football. I used to love that, man. It was brilliant. Power Rangers. I like Power Rangers purely because I'm a Glasgow Rangers fan. So, I represent the Drew McIntyre.
I think I can agree though, because it's one of them when you hear someone say Power Rangers, you're like Power Rangers. You know it straight away, don't you? You haven't got to think.
Oh
so, yeah. Screw it. Why not? That's a good take. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll agree with it. Who's y'all's favorite Ranger?
Oh, Tommy.
Blue, because I'm a Rangers fan.
Green Ranger, all the way, Green Ranger.
Tommy, man.
Yes.
Fucking green. Green's fucking horrible.
Xavier Woods.
That's the worst thing about it. That's the for any person who's you're playing the flute.
Xavier Woods.
You have no idea what that playing the flute means, baby, for me.
God damn it, man.
He had his own Zord, man. He had his own freaking tall Zord.
Let's see. I don't really see anything in here. Hot takes, other than I guess this is kind of a hot take. Putting you over. I'm assuming that streamer says NXT is just Ring of Honor from a few years ago.
Oh no!
No. Are they going after the same demographic? Yes. People that love true in-ring wrestling. Yes, they are going after that same demographic. But is NXT ROH from years ago? Heck no. They are. The only similarity I can see is Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole, but this is on steroids. This is so much better than what they had in Ring of Honor, and I'm looking forward. That will be the match of the week. Yeah. I cannot wait to see that match.
All right, streamer, your tweet's trash. Eating that off the show. Tweet number 11 coming in from @RetreatV. Jericho hasn't gotten anyone over since he's been in AEW. Then he goes on to trash him. Like, what do you do for Scorpio Sky or Jungle Boy? One is never on TV. The other is in a lower card tag team feud. And he even cooled off Orange Cassidy. So has Jericho not managed to get anybody over?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think you could probably... People will make an argument for MJF. MJF was already over. maybe he's helped him to get a little bit more over. I don't know. It's hard to get people over when you can't pull off one of your most famous moves anymore. When you're endangering people, all those fucking botches, man. And he can't even do like leg. I can't even know the name of the move, man. He can't even do the basics at the minute.
The Lion Salt and the Judas Effect are the two big
Everything
ones.
just looks so bad and so like.
I was never a fan of Judas Effect.
Pains me to say this because Jericho is my greatest of all time. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's on my Mount Rushmore. But over the last year and a half, man, I've completely soured on him. Even if he came back to WWE now, it would, that's not it. It's not. Oh, I only loved him in WWE. I hate him because he's over with the enemy now. I just think he's a shell, an empty shell of himself. Now.
I'm going to say. Right.
Go ahead.
No, all I'm going to say. Fuck off! I'm talking now. Fuck off! Fuck off! All I'm going to say, right, is has he put anyone over individually? I would arguably say that's possibly true. Has he put over the whole fucking company? Yes. Did anyone really know who Kenny Omega was that wasn't a diehard fan? No. Did anyone know who the Young Bucks were? No. Did anyone know who Hangman Page was? No. Mm-hmm. Did anyone know who Cody was? Did they remember him as Stardust? Do they remember him now? No. But if it wasn't for Jericho coming to AEW, he's put everyone over. So in theory, he's putting MJF. He's put over every single person in that company. So if I disagree with that comment. I disagree with that tweet purely on that aspect because if it wasn't for Jericho, AEW wouldn't be what it was today, and that means he's put every fucker in that card over. So Jericho haters.
I love that your internet cut out just as you flipped the bird.
I know. So I get to be the tiebreaker. Is that right?
Yeah, it actually comes down to you, man. For once,
Chris Jericho is not responsible for the follow-up. He's responsible for what he does while with him. He shined up Scorpio Sky. He shined up Jungle Boy. He shined up Orange Cassidy. He shined up NJF. What management does with them when he's done with them, that's on them. When they're with him, they're the main event. They're the number one talked about match of the week. Chris Jericho is doing his job with what he is there to do, and that is put people over and make them better superstars. If Scorpio Sky is not as big as he is now as he was with Chris Jericho, that ain't Scorpio's fault. That's Tony Khan's fault. So Tony Khan, get your act together and book your superstars right.
Damn, okay. At Retreat V. God, man, they really tore you apart, didn't they, you piece of shit? All right. The tweet's trash. I'm waiting for somebody to, like, get at me on Twitter, like, what the fuck do you say? Like, look, man, it's just a show.
I'm loving this, man. I am loving this show.
It really hasn't happened yet?
No. I think I think anybody that has heard me insult them has either, I think they've took it in good fun, hopefully. I'm nervous about those wrestling girls, though. If that soundbite makes it back to them, they might not be as forgiving.
They don't forget.
You're blocked. You don't know because you're blocked. That's the only problem.
Tweet number 12. Coming in from Shane Del Wells 1. Pro wrestling is now only watched by hardcore wrestling fans. The casuals and general audience all left back in 08 and started jumping ship in 01. So is that why numbers are so down? Is it only us hardcore wrestling fans watching, or is there still a casual audience out there?
Man, I had to block Shane quite a while ago. He's a fucking idiot. No.
Really?
Wow.
Shane said that? Really?
Yeah, man, he's got some bad takes, and that's coming from me, who sometimes has bad takes. But I can admit it. No, I don't think that's the case at all, because you've got to look at how viewing habits have changed. Wrestling isn't just down where it is now because the quality's dropped, because the quality hasn't dropped in Impact, and they, look at their numbers. They fluctuate. The quality on SmackDown, especially since Roman came back, has been incredible. NXT's found its groove again after having not an amazing 2020, but they're back up there again now. AEW, people absolutely adore AEW. I think we're stuck in this mentality of ratings, TV ratings and TV numbers are the most important thing in the world. They're important to the TV executives and to the networks and to Vince McMahon and these guys, but I might not watch any wrestling live one week. I might watch it all on YouTube. Do my 4 views, my 5, 6 views on YouTube mean less than me watching it on TV? No, because I've still consumed that content. I've still watched it however I've chosen to watch it. It could be Facebook, it could be clips on Twitter, it could be YouTube, it could be all these different apps and streaming services. It could be Hulu, Peacock. I don't know. It could be anything. I don't think it's just watched by hardcore wrestling fans, because if the product's aimed more at a PG audience, more at kids now, kids aren't hardcore wrestling fans. 7 and 8 year old kids aren't hardcore wrestling fans. You know, they haven't had the chance to become hardcore wrestling fans yet. I wasn't even one by the time I was sort of like 12, 13, 14. No, that's bullshit. And I'm not just saying it because I think Shane's an idiot. I think that's bullshit. The world has changed. We live in a social media and YouTube culture. I'll give you a fucking awesome statistic. October, November, and December of last year, over those 3 months, WWE had 6.4 billion social media hits on videos, on content, on links, and on all that kind of stuff. 6.4 billion hardcore wrestling fans? No. That's just people that are just tuning in and being like, oh, what's this? Let's watch this. This could be cool. Right. Fucking
that's right.
The Lana Lashley wedding, all that nonsense.
I'm going to cut you off there. I don't really want to hear any more about that segment. Well, let Stuart go ahead and pick up where you left off. Bring up Lana Lashley. I'm cutting you off.
I agree, because today, back in the time when it was the Monday Night Wars, the only way you could really watch it was watching it live. Whereas nowadays, there's so many different ways of looking at it. Okay, the network are kind of behind by 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks because of contract things. But anyway, I'm looking at YouTube just now, and last night's SmackDown stuff. So it's not even 12 hours old, and we're getting 250,000, 500,000, 88,000, 1 million. So okay, it's not getting watched live, but it doesn't mean it's not getting watched. So that, in theory, what you're saying is shite, because there are other ways to watch things nowadays. And we all joke and laugh about it, but how many people have got VPNs who watch it on illegal streaming? How many people watch it different aspects? People just don't want to watch it in a certain way. That doesn't mean they're not watching it. People get high and mighty about these ratings and what's happening today. But like I said previously, there's so many different ways to watch things. Ratings don't really mean anything nowadays, because that's not the actual black and white picture. There's so much more. So that is a black and white picture. There's so much more to colour, because there's so many different ways to watch things. So YouTube nowadays, that's what people just want. People sometimes just want to watch the highlights, just snip picks, watch it on YouTube. No one watch a whole 3 hours of Raw. So no, I disagree. Hardcore, and like Chris has said, when you look at the Thunderdome, there's kids. Fucking kids are not hardcore fans. Piss off. WWE is aimed at children. It's inevitable. It's a well-known fact. So no, I disagree with that, and I feel like I'm being quite heated today. Actually, I'm not quite calm and positive. But fuck off.
There you go, Bama. Anything to add to this?
I can't add much more. Our viewing habits have changed. I don't sit in front of my TV and watch. I watch on this thing 99% of the time. So it's not being recorded on a Nielsen box. And I learned this statistic from watching The Tonight Show. Jimmy Fallon on purpose cuts every segment of his show into a 5 to 10 minute clip, because he knows on YouTube people will watch 5 minutes more than they'll watch an hour and a half. And that's just the way it is with our generation. We're so busy. We don't go to our DVR and go, okay, I'm going to sit down and watch the entire Monday Night Raw. We go to Twitter and we find out what's trending, and we watch those 4 or 5 clips. That's all we watch. So that is our generation. That is what the next generation will do after us. So no, streaming habits have changed. Ratings do not matter anymore. We don't know the millions or billions of people that are watching on a weekly basis. The problem is we can't measure it. So we truly don't know if wrestling is mainstream or if it's just for diehard fans. Time will tell.
There you go.
One little thing I want to throw in as well is, back in the day, you had WWE and WCW. Well, WWF, sorry. Now you've got Impact, Ring of Honor, NWA, MLW, all these different promotions. ICW, Progress. There's
New Japan.
New Japan, of course. Yeah, there's so many different. There's just not enough time to watch it all. I'm not staying up till 4 a.m. to watch Raw every week. And think about time zones, like what time of the day that is for somebody else. That they could be at work. That could be 3 p.m. It could be 11 a.m.
Nice. Okay, so
Trash
Shane,
it.
Shane Del Wells, yeah, the tweet is trash. Absolutely. And one thing I will say, yeah, watching habits changed. Like my favorite watching habit now for Monday Night Raw, I hop on my illegal stream, and that stream has the option to up the view speed. I watch that shit at 1.5. All right, man. The promos sound like shit, but the in-ring action looks amazing.
A Ricochet match on at 1.5. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
By the way, that'd be some fucking train speed that Braun Strowman's going round, didn't he?
I'm telling you, man. The
I said,
Lucha
wait,
Bros
hold
and-
up. Ricochet still wrestles?
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Apparently.
Oh,
Oh gosh. Love the picture of him with the hair though. That junk is just crazy. Tweet number 13, rounding home stretch here. Talking about a double standard between AEW and WWE. Tully Blanchard will be wrestling in AEW Dynamite March 3rd. He's 67. Sting is wrestling at Revolution at 61. Both are older than Goldberg and Undertaker. The double standard is real. Are we more harsh towards older wrestlers in WWE than we are on AEW, do you guys find?
Yes, 100%. Yes, the double standard has been real forever. I hate when people complain that Goldberg's coming back, but they're okay with Sting coming back simply because they hate the WWE. If you're an objective wrestling fan, you want legends to come back for one reason and one reason only, and that's to get the next generation over. If they're coming back to pad their resume or to hold the title, they're there for the wrong reason. It's an ego trip, and I 100% disagree with it. Thank God Goldberg came back this time to put Drew over, and he did it in a big way. So I completely agree. You cannot say you're against Goldberg coming back or Edge coming back or any of these legends coming back and then be okay with Christian, Big Show, and Sting coming to AEW to put over younger talent. It's a double standard. Stop doing it.
I'm going to disagree. Chris, you can do the final one. I'm going to disagree,
Okay.
right? Because Goldberg came back. Why'd he have to go into the title picture? Sting came back. He's helped Darby Allin. You know, that's the
He
difference.
didn't win it.
Doesn't matter though. But he did against the Fiend. He did against Kevin Owens. So he's killed those two things right there. I'm just using Goldberg as an example. Why did he
I
have
agree,
to get
okay.
Drew McIntyre? Why did he have to get Drew McIntyre over? We just agreed though that Brock Lesnar got him over last year. So what was the point in having him against Drew McIntyre at Royal Rumble? What did that do for Drew that didn't do against Brock Lesnar? In my opinion, fuck all. And then you've got Sting, who's helped Darby Allin become TNT's. It's TNT. Darby Allin's TNT is better run than John Moxley's AEW run, in my opinion. And Sting has helped him progress that. Christian, okay, I don't think he should be going to title picture just now anyway, but that's another argument on that side. But what was the other one we gave example of? Who's coming back next month? Next?
Big Show.
Whoever it is.
Oh,
he's
Tully.
not coming-
Tully.
Sure.
Aye.
Tully.
He's not a title picture, is he? So
Right.
that's my double standard point of view. WWE get Edge as well. Edge didn't need the Royal Rumble. I've had an argument about this previously. He didn't need to win the Royal Rumble. It was nice, yes, cool, but he doesn't need to be in the main event. He's done that. He's been there. What is he going to get out of this? Roman Reigns isn't getting out of it. Roman Reigns is the hottest person right now in WWE, so he doesn't need Edge to make him any bigger than what he is just now. That's what I'm talking about, double standards. Okay, they're both doing it, and I'm not disagreeing that that's the case, but what AEW are doing are helping progress younger talent, whereas WWE are putting people in a title spot that other people should be there in the first place. That's my argument.
There you go. So we got 1 and 1.
This is a tough one because you both make good points. Kind of want to agree on both, but yes, there is more of a hate on WWE for doing it, but Stuart's right that WWE have gone about it a different way. Yeah, Goldberg didn't win the last time he was there. He helped to get Drew over. It was sort of like a right time, right place with the Goldberg-Drew situation. Drew had run out of challengers. There wasn't really anybody other than Sheamus. You know, I'm a big Sheamus fan. I think Sheamus could have had a longer, earlier program with Drew. This is a hard one. Really, really tough one. I am surprisingly going to agree with Stuart on this one and say,
Okay.
you know, all I ever want to do is bash AEW, and I don't like how they have signed so many ex-WWE guys, so many Hall of Famers and legends and that. But yeah, at least they are using them a bit better. It took them a while to use Sting in the way they're using him, like fucking 11 weeks of the same entrance, the same stuff, the same way of building it, but I don't know. Fuck. Yeah, that's a difficult one, that. But yeah, no, I'm going to say. I don't know. I've lost track now. Stuart, I'm agreeing with Stuart though.
Sweet deal. Oh shit! I just realized my mic wasn't muted when I did that.
I thought you were calling me baby. Then I was like, hello.
Yeah. My bad. That's the.
We are not that friendly.
Oh, you think, baby?
I can't believe. Let me try to round this back to the show.
Hi, sweetheart.
I thought my shit was muted. Oh my god! If anybody listening to the audio version, my 2-year-old just stormed into my room. Anyways, I can't believe how nice Chris Deez has been to these AEW tweets, man. The whole reason I brought you on was for your sass, and you are just a sweetheart, brother.
They've put me in a tough position, man, because there's been a couple that have made sense. They've been tough.
Just a couple.
Brother _973, your tweet is trash. Oh man.
Only just trash.
No, it's trash. That's trash.
All right.
I'm okay with Edge because now he gets to finish his career on his terms. He deserves it.
Yeah. Tweet number 14 coming in from Alex _Kane11. A well done steak is a waste of steak.
Oh, fucking right. Of course.
100% agree. 100% agree.
I don't want to chew that shit and have no fucking taste. No way. Steak's got to be medium rare, maximum medium rare, if not rare. Fucking well done. Who the fuck are these animals? Fuck off.
I say, I'm not feeding my dog a chew toy here. Medium or medium rare. Absolutely.
Oh, you want a bit of blood? Because you want to know it's an animal. Otherwise, it could be that processed stuff that McDonald's do. No. You've got to have it medium rare, son. Medium rare.
Yeah, sure. Agreed.
I was like,
medium.
Chris...
I don't have steak very often, but yeah, medium.
I thought Chris was oddly quiet for a moment.
No. Well, I don't have steak very often. I'm not that big of a fan of it. I prefer beef, just regular beef, not a steak. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Like, well done. I've had it well done in the past, but not by choice. Like, it's just been cooked, just done well done, and it just tastes of it. Just
your jaw starts getting cramped because you're going for that long.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think may as well
It's
just
tough
get
to
some
cut
chewing gum.
through. Yeah.
No.
At Alex
Yeah,
_Kane11. Good tweet, my friend. Good tweet.
So you could replace a well done steak with a hockey puck. It's terrible.
I got a quick question. Is it true that you UK boys don't get ranch dressing? You guys don't have ranch dressing over there?
Oh, we do.
You do?
We do, yeah.
We do, yeah. It's not really common, but we do have it. Yeah.
I was saying,
Yeah,
I saw like I'm ashamed to say, but I saw like a TikTok video of some UK girl. It was like, we don't get ranch, and it's just like her orgasming over putting ranch on like various foods. It was hilarious.
Yeah, they have it at Subway over here. You can have it on your sandwich at Subway. So yeah, we definitely have it. It's just not very common. It's what's our main ones? Shoot, it'd be gravy.
Yeah,
proper gravy.
Yeah.
you guys like to season your
Yorkshire
food
boys
with water.
love you fucking English love gravy. Fuck me.
Love gravy.
That and mashed peas.
Ayo.
What's the fuck mashed peas all about? And fucking.
Oh no, mushy
down
peas
there.
are fucking grim, man. I hate mushy peas.
You fucking
horrible.
English are weird down there, man.
Oh my god!
Horrible
We have
curry
haggis.
sauce. Curry sauce.
We eat sheep's intestines. We have haggis. It's fucking beautiful. Mwah. Oh,
What's
imagine
haggis
it.
again? I know I've heard of it.
Man, yeah,
sheep's intestines.
it's sheep intestines.
Sheep intestines. Oh, fuck off. Tweet number 15.
And then you have black pudding. Black pudding is just blood. It's brilliant. Oh,
Oh yeah, man. Whenever I feel like insulting a UK guy, I'm like, go eat some black pudding, and like that's just like my go-to.
that's not an insult. That's just a tip. That's all that is, mate. You just tell me what to do.
Jesus. All right, final tweet of the show. You guys have been awesome. Coming in from Oily Water 96, the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship is still the most important and most genuine world title in wrestling today. Then they go on to explain some of its history. It was the only World Wrestling Championship. Say what you want about NWA. The belt is and forever will be the championship in wrestling.
I'm going to disagree. And only the reason I'm saying that is because of Shane Douglas. The minute he did that, it kind of just
shit.
totally null and void that whole title, in my opinion. I personally think the IWGP is the most prestigious, purely from the aspect because that is a technical wrestling championship, whereas WWE, we've agreed, is more of an entertainment side. WWE is the more famous one. If you're an inspiring wrestler growing up, that's the one you want to hold, the WWE Championship. But I think from a wrestling point of view, IWGP is the NWA. I understand where he's coming from, but purely from what Shane Douglas done in 1993, I think it was 93, where he told him to go kiss his ass. That's where it, because at the same time as well, TNA dropped it, WCW dropped it. If it was that prestigious, these companies want to keep that going and not create their own title. So for that reason, I'm disagreeing.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Stuart. I think the Intercontinental Championship is more prestigious than the NWA now. Certainly it's changed over the years. I think the best way to put this, a little bit like Eddie, how like I said, oh, what do you think of when you think of Eddie? Think of WWE. Ask any kid, ask any young wrestler, anybody just breaking into the business, what do you want to be? WWE champion. No fucker says NWA champion. And if they do, they're lying. They're saying it for the clout. They're saying it like, oh, look how much wrestling I watch. Look how much history I know. No, fuck off. You want to be WWE champion. It's that simple. That's what gives it its prestige. Everybody wants to be WWE champion. So, yeah, no, I disagree.
Bama, Southern boy, I know this is home to you.
This is so hard for me because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's either the Grand Canyon or just a big hole in the ground. So I really think that it all depends on how you look at it. Chris hit the nail on the head. A young boy growing up watching wrestling on television wants to be WWE champion, wants to be Stone Cold, wants to be The Rock, wants to be Shawn Michaels, wants to be Bret Hart. They want to hold the title that they watched. As a wrestling fan for life, I do say, arguably the greatest of all time is Ric Flair. What title made Ric Flair the biggest name in wrestling? The NWA World Championship, and he defended it in Japan, in Indonesia, in Africa, in Europe, in South America. He traveled the world. He was truly a world champion, the same way Nick Aldis is being right now with the NWA Championship. So I understand the point of view where they're coming from. The problem is a wrestling historian will say the NWA Championship is the greatest championship of all time. But the most prestigious in terms of worldwide known is the WWE Championship, and it's not even close. It's not even close.
Damn, man, I liked that one. That was a good closing tweet. At Oilywater96. Your tweet's trash, but hey, man, it was a good one though. It was a trashy tweet.
That was an acceptable trash.
That hurt, man. That hurt right here.
I knew it would sting you.
See the pain in your face.
All right, that makes up all the tweets for tonight's show. Thank you guys, sincerely, man, for taking time out of your day, hopping on this silly little program that we do. I'll go ahead and take the moment really quick to put myself over. If you guys want to help out SmackDraw Podcast, please head over to patreon.com/SmackDraw Podcast, and you can get your unpopular video opinions put on the show where you subscribe there. Now that I got that out of the way, I'll let you guys go ahead, put over anything you want to put over, advertise your podcast, what you got going on before we sign off for the day.
Just for me, just at PWCDs. I'm pretty sure most people already know that though. And it's our house podcast. We're everywhere that you can find us for your podcasts.
Stuart?
Oh, I just put it for myself. It's just S Lawson 1417. I'm solo. I just go by myself now. S Lawson 1417. And I have to say thank you so much for having me on. By the way, I've had an absolute amazing time. Yeah. Really enjoyed this, so I appreciate that.
You can follow me on Twitter at BamaDave24. Same as Stuart. I just show up in random places talking about the sport that we all love. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Looking forward to WrestleMania week. We got NXT, UK, Raw, SmackDown, and WrestleMania 2 nights. I don't think I'm going to sleep at all that week. It's going to be a great week. I'm excited about it.
Awesome. And then, of course, thank you to our gracious Twitch hosts, twitch.tv/puttingyouover. Make sure to check them out every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday when they're up and running. They always have a bevy of awesome wrestling-related guests on the show. Streamer's a fantastic interviewer. They are good. Before we sign off today, this little feud, Stuart and Chris, is it safe to say it's behind you? Are you guys able to bury the hatchet? What's your
I think
take
we're
on each other?
we're a Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn sort of thing, aren't we? It'll come back around. It'll come back
They're
around one
friends.
day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come back to it one day. Bury the hatchet, and then
Listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Chris is an arsenal anyway, so let's be honest, there was not really anything extra on that one. It's fun. I like slagging people off as well, as much as we like being positive. But it's all good. All good.
All right, everybody.
Thank
It's
you,
like
guys.
England. It's like England. It's like England and Scotland. They're always going to hate each other, but they respect each other. That's the difference.
It's a good take. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us, and until next time, y'all have a good one.
Roll Tide.
Show.